What's up, Taurus? This is Soul from Intuitive Tarot here to look at your week ahead starting July 28th, 2025. Taurus, my bulls, I hope all is well. Welcome any new subscribers to my channel. I appreciate you. The deck I am using, of course, is going to be listed in the description box. Going to have to shuffle this deck up real good. It's a beautiful deck, but it's very difficult for me to shuffle this deck, Taurus, because of the smooth, velvety backs. So the creator of this deck did a very beautiful job, but it's just difficult for me to shuffle. So I'll be cutting several times here just so I can mix this energy up for you so that we can look at the potential energy coming up for you this week, what is surrounding you. Energy for Taurus. All right, let's cut the deck. Final cut here and begin your messages. All right, for you, Taurus, we're going to start off with the Eight of Cups, like we started off for Aries, okay? No drama week for you. Then we have the Hierophant. They also had the Hierophant. Spiritual energy of protection. Ace of Swords, gaining insight or being clear. This is usually a card that represents clarity being given. Look at that. The Ace of Cups follows the Ace of Swords. So 2 aces in a reading is always very auspicious energy. Very positive. Next up, we have, 3 aces is even better. Now you have the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Big money card. Following that, we have the Judgment, Major Arcana. And following the Judgment card here for you, Aries, we have the Major Arcana Temperance. Beautiful card there, right? I love that card in this deck. Next card up here for you, Aries, is the Six of Swords. On top of the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Tower. Not to fret, because you already got Judgment, Temperance, and the Hierophant for protection. So don't worry about that, all right? And it lands on the Ace of Pentacles. I oftentimes pick up that we could just be hearing shock and devastating news resulting in our stock market, companies closing up, downsizing, possibly laying off. Then we have the Four of Wands that sits on top of the Judgment card. Happiness, right? Celebrations. Following that, we have the Major Arcana, the Empress. That's also, Temperance and Empress. Both these cards I read as pulling back the energy, focusing on yourself. But these cards also, too, will take down the energy of the Tower as well as the Hierophant here. Last card here for you, Aries, in the spread, we'll pull it all together, is the Six of Cups. Going down memory lane, feeling nostalgic this week. In your shadow, we have the Page of Swords. Okay, so let's begin. Eight of Cups starts you off, Aries, and I always talk about when the Eight of Cups is in your spread. This is a week of no drama, okay? Think about it. This something that you may have dealt with. It doesn't necessarily mean that it was 8 things that you dealt with and it caused or created some sort of emotional distress for you. You may have dealt with that, and now this week you don't want to deal with it. So this is where, I say it's a no drama week, okay? You don't want to go through this week having to deal with what you most recently dealt with, if you dealt with anything at all. Hierophant, Major Arcana, spiritual energy of protection. It's, spiritual epiphanies, spiritual guidance, if necessary, teaching and learning, on-the-job training, paying attention not only to synchronistic, numbers that you may see, angelic numbers, particularly that you see in a repetitive basis. You always have to look those energies up because it may be, a form of message that's trying to reach you. And once you look it up, you'll see exactly how that energy may correspond to where you are. It's, your stage of life. And last week for me, it was, triple fives, triple threes, 1111. I looked at them all up. Very positive messages. So I definitely believe in a higher source. And I definitely believe that, once we see those numbers that come in repetitively, it is, for us trying to draw the attention to us so that we can see exactly what's going on in our state of life at the time. All right, so the Ace of Swords here I talked about, victory and success. You can attach that to anything that's going on for you this week, Aries. This is a card that's always gaining some sort of insight or clarity. Victory and success, seeking some sort of excitement or adventures, first actions and first moves. Ace of Cups follows the Ace of Swords, and this is about pregnancy news being around you. Someone giving birth to a child. It could actually be a job offer. But Ace of Cups is also to that card that can pull in the energy of forming new platonic friendships as well as romantic partnerships. Okay. And if it's in your spread, then you may already be receiving that energy from those people that you are closest to. Because we have the swords here, when it comes to childbirth, I always say that the birth could be done or performed under cesarean section. Next up here for you is the Ace of Pentacles. So you have 3 aces in this spread. So it's twice the power of this energy here. Big money card. So it's the beginning stages of your money situation, possibly improving or about to improve. Unlimited amount of earning potential that you may have here. Starting up businesses, investing, you name it. Okay. It still could be a job offer, contract offer. Following the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Judgment card, Major Arcana. Things that are hidden in the dark may come to the light. Some things that you discover about yourself, areas that you didn't know before. Energy could be positive or negative. Some things, again, that you discover about others, the same thing applies. But you have also, too, with the Hierophant, have spiritual protection this week. All right. Because we have the Ace of Swords here, I'm gonna draw in that the Judgment card is usually the type of energy where you awake to, not only do you wake to something, but also to maybe that you awake to something and process something at the same time. Meaning that if you move forward with something that you didn't have an opportunity to move forward in the past, now this week could be that opportunity for you to move forward with whatever that situation may be for you. Everybody's situation is going to be different. All right, so following the Judgment card, and just stay positive here, right? Stay positive within your own energies. Stay positive in connections with those that you are closest to. You shouldn't have any problems because this card is still karma, okay? Energy that you put out there, whether it's good or bad, is going to always come back to you. So keep that in mind. Always do good. Following that is a Major Arcana, the Temperance card. Okay, maybe a week where you pull back just a little bit. Even stronger because the Empress card lands on top of the Temperance card, right? And these are the only 2 cards that I draw in the energy of having to pull back your energy, focusing the energy onto yourself, loving yourself, nurturing yourself, caring for yourself, knowing what your worth and your values are, what it means to you, what it means to others. Both these cards indicate, spending quality time out there, enjoying Mother Nature and God's beauty. But the Temperance card rebalances, restores some sort of element. We already had the Eight of Cups, I'm sorry. So restoring, bringing back that peace and that balance within yourself. Okay. Also, too, the Temperance card represents relationships. 6 of Swords. Okay. Victory. Not victory. It's what. Now, cross mirrors over here to the 8 of Cups. Sorry about that, Aries. I got a little side swap there in terms of my thoughts. So the 6 of Swords is a level of stress, possibly, maybe that you dealt with. Again, like I said, it cross mirrors over to the 8 of Cups. That energy is moving away from you. Okay. Some of you may be, considering seriously about making some sort of move or relocating to a different area. I always get this with the 6 of Swords. Okay. If you're traveling this week, Aries, you're going to be safe to and from. All right. So the Tower is here. So the shock of the Tower, devastation, may not be something that affects or impacts you, but it also could be what you hear, during the course of your week that may be, affecting or impacting others, or it could be a region. It still would indicate inclement weather, earthquakes. It could be disasters. It could be almost anything. It could be, what you hear on the local news, that there's, crime occurring or crime increasing. Something shocking or devastating. You can't control it, so there's no need for me to even throw a clarifier on that card. We don't know how it's going to express itself, but because you have two cards already here that express spiritual power, spiritual protection, I wouldn't worry about that tower too much. And Temperance card along with the Empress card, definitely. Okay. All right. So following that, we have, we just talked about the tower. We have the happiness card. I'm sorry. The happiness card here is about celebrations, right? Celebrating birthdays, anniversaries. Could be engagements, proposals taking place this week. A decision here to, by a ram that I'm reading for, or I'm sorry, by a bull that I'm reading for, that may decide to take the relationship a step further, that could be the engagement, that could be the proposal, that could be the move-in. Could be family members who decide to move in with one another. Always the form of celebrating inside a structure of a building. Again, someone could be deciding, mirrors over here to the Six of Swords, to relocate to a different area. Big money card, the Pentacles, whether or not that move or the relocation to a different area results in purchases of any buildings or any land. Next up is the Empress card, taking care of yourself, pulling back your energies here. Maybe focusing even more so, because you got two cards that would represent that for me. And just, caretaking for yourself, nurturing yourself, loving yourself, being at peace with yourself. The Empress here, I also read, is a card of beauty. So you could be just, not only trying to beautify yourself, you could be going to hair appointments, nail salons, whatever, makeovers. Could be just, modifying your diet, exercising more. It's all about achieving overall health that is beneficial to you. Again, so you may draw yourself and just do those things, focusing all that energy onto yourself this upcoming week. Not all of you, but some of you may do that. The last card that I have for you is the Six of Cups, going down memory lane, feeling nostalgic this week, thinking of childhood memories. With the Six of Cups here, it could be that you are memorializing someone that you once knew or that you were close to. I assign the energy to that to July 28th through, does that take us to the 3rd or the 2nd of August? And that could be involving their birthdays or their passing dates, people who are still living amongst you that you may not have seen in a long period of time, Aries, family members, friends, romantic partners, somebody that you may have, been linked with romantically in your past. These people are thinking about you and they may reach out. So don't be too surprised if you hear from someone that you haven't heard from in a long period of time. Shadow energy is the Page of Swords. I'll read the Page of Swords as new conversations that could take place with new people, new conversations that can take place with those people that you already know. Information, just being that however you gather your information, your news. It could be reading a newspaper. It could be watching TV. All right. This also, too, could be someone who is striking up a new interest in Aries. They could be your friend, your coworker, could be a neighbor. They may be checking you out through social media. But because we don't have any other cards to reveal that they'll come forward in terms of their intentions, there's just lurking in the background here, checking you out in the meantime. All right, so this is what I have for you this week. If I keep saying Aries, it's Taurus. Taurus, take what you're going to, that is useful for you, and leave the rest alone. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Definitely appreciate the comments that come through. Have a safe, great week ahead. Always throw in that extra word of caution and safety, but I don't think you need it because you already have these other cards to shield you and protect you. But be safe anyway, nonetheless. Come back and get more of these messages from me, and I'll talk to you real soon. Ciao.